Hey, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today on the Earthshaker, we are going to start doing some light sockets and power braid. To do that, we're going to be doing some soldering, some drilling into the playfield, and stapling with that air compressor. So in this video, I hope to get all the sockets installed and the power braid down. A lot of people call it the ground braid. It's not the ground braid, it's the power braid. That's actually the hot running through it. The wire that's attached to it is the ground, which shuts it off. It's more true with the older solid state games that have the no matrix. So let's say anything that is Stern Valley MPU 100/200 or EMs, that braid that goes through the whole game, that's power. That single wire that hooks up to the other half of the socket, that's your ground. So actually the braid we're going to be putting on here is power and ground. So there will be two for everything. Everything will have two on it. Yes, according to my... yeah, everything will have two. Two with jumper wires on some. So let's get to it. Let's put you down here. Alright, as you can see, I did start right here. We'll be starting over here. What will we need first? We'll need a 7/64 drill bit. What we have on here already. I did mark the tape so we don't go through the playfield. Actually, I want to bring it down a little bit more. I depth my tape off the side of the playfield that I'm working on, not the factory playfield, the side of the playfield I'm working on. And I have more than enough before I go through the edge. Now, I do need my headgear with my magnifying glasses so I can see. It makes it a little bit easier for me. We'll take the new socket. Okay, we will see where it goes. We're on the non-trop side. It actually is going to be better if I turn this upside down. I'm using my original playfield as the map because all the sockets are still in it. Okay, right here. I just like to put them back where they originally were, which is weird. These sockets mount this way, these sockets mount this way. I do kind of like to get them centered in the holes as good as I can. Is there a reason why that one's on an angle? I don't know. But it's going to go on a slight angle like The original one was. Alright. As you can see, I got my holes mapped out where I'm drilling. Just used a magic marker. Take my drill. We're going to drill straight down. Don't drill fast. Check your markings frequently. As you notice, as I'm drilling, I'm getting slower towards the end. And I'm keep checking my depth. So as you do drill, your drill will get hot and that tape can move. Alright, and where's my screws? These are our 3/8 inch screws. These are actually stainless steel. And why am I using stainless steel? Well, because they were the cheapest ones I could get. And I don't mean by cheap as in cheap, I mean I wanted regular screws, but I couldn't get what I liked in screw technology. So I went with these. They're stainless steel. They look good. But the only thing I don't like is they're not magnetic. Just doing this to get my holes centered the way I like them. That's like my biggest gripe is that these screws are not magnetic. I got a little factory defective. They didn't knock out the It's hard for me to do it this way. I have to do it this way. So if it sees any of the original stuff, there we go. See right there? And there, they didn't knock that out completely. So hopefully I can do it. That was a good catch right there. Yes, it came out. Like you just saw it right over there. That's just how the screw locks, bulb locks into the socket. So if you're liking what I do, I'd like you to give me a quick subscribe and like the video. I would appreciate that a lot, because it does help out the channel with me getting out there more for more other people to like what I do. There. Okay, now that matches factory playfield. Now we'll need two of these. These I pre-did already. Pre-put the diode on them. So these will go right here. Now we'll get my magic marker and mark them. I think I'm going to go to the other side of the playfield to do this. Just to make it easier. I want these to be perfectly in the center of the hole. And then the next one goes on this arrow, like this. And what do you know? The factory dot is perfect. Again, we're gonna drill in, measure, well, measure, drill in, measure, drill in. Beautiful. Alright. There. Alright. We do got light boards to put them on, but I'm going to do that in a different video because this video is going to be long enough as it is without me adding more to it. I do think we may switch to doing the bayonet style bulbs. I ain't got too much to do over here except for I got these three holes that have to get bayonet bulbs in them. However, I don't have enough room where I'm standing to put the camera, so it'd be better for me to put the camera on that end because I have two that are going here and yeah, two here, two here, here. So yeah, let's do that. We'll get to that and we'll be right back. I have to get my nail gun and my staples. Alright, as my air gun is building pressure, we're going to move you to where we are working. Well, not my air gun, my air compressor. You can see how quiet that thing is. These there, it's pretty slick on how they did them. They took them and did this. and did this. I think that is super slick in how they connected them. I need to get one down first. They like soldered them and then but I kind of want to not do that. I am also connecting, as you can see, base to base, top to top. They label these with dots, so I always know what the top is and always know what the bottom is. This is going to be a little fun, trying to get these to line up good. These I'm going to have to swing out a little bit more. That I can put under there. Now I'm going to put like that. If I'm pretty clever, like that, we can get them. So this is exactly how they did them back in the day. And that's pretty cool how they put those sockets. Now I just attach one lead here and one lead here, and then they're going to go to right here. I'll get you a better, tighter view. See how I got them connected? Top to top, bottom to bottom, or side to side, bottom to bottom. Either way, that's how the sockets are. I call this the bottom, because that touches the bottom of the bulb. This is the side, because it's actually built into the side. Now when I do my GIs, I make sure they all will be side to side or bottom to bottom. Well, if they're all side to side, they're all going to be bottom to bottom. But that's just how I do that. Now this one here, I guess it really does not matter. They have it kind of pointed like that. That is kind of pointed. It's pointing this way. That one is kind of level, like that. So this one's going to be like level with that, and that one's going to be pointing. There. There. I got two more here. Right here. that one, we got the top. Just doesn't seem right for some reason. It's just visual. I just like to try to point everything exactly how it was from the factory. Just because. Notice top, side, side. This one's almost level. Okay, we got another one up here. Which is about the same. Like I said, I do like to adjust these. Similar to stock. I don't know where the hell I put my vice grips. That's a little bit too much. Yeah, it's going to come around. Like that. Above this hole, there's another one. Which is going to be like that. And then this one, like that. Okay, we got some more to do yet that are still on this GI. That are going to go way up to the top. I think I picked the wrong GI to show you guys. I didn't think we were going to go up this far. Okay, we got another one. Since that's going to go here, this one's going to be more like that. Like that. Because this okay, that's gonna go like that, and then kitty corner to here. There's something that's mounted here. When I do this with my screwdrivers, I'm just pushing the tabs down. This thing goes all over. Now, I just hold here. We have another I'm going to point that way. See, Williams, when they did this, they didn't do it as perfect as I am. They had a lot of these holes, bayonets, where like this one here is flip-flopped. This one they had the side touching the top and the top to the side. That's just something I don't like to do. There's nothing here, but right here there's one. That's another one. Arm's going to face down like that. Top, 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 side, yeah. That's going to go up and touch this. I'm going to move my playfield so I can see it in a different perspective now. Alright. That's top right here. One's going to go to top, which they had flipped around. And I corrected. And we'll go to top here, that's pointing that way. Okay. And then that top, we'll go here, that's pointing that way. And then that, I'm going to travel all the way around. Top, top. That's a top. It's a top. This one will be a top. Which is about like that. that's my compressor. You can see it's really quiet. And here is bottom. Top, top, top. Bottom's gonna go to here, which is about like that. And I got 2 more sockets right here to do that little cool touch thing. Okay, that's bottom. Top, 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 bottom, bottom. And I need my bottoms right here. Yeah, they did it, screwed it up again. That one's gonna go like that. Where the hell did I put my vice grips? I kind of need that. I'm tearing up my fingers trying to bend these. Probably put them away like they should be. And then we got bottom, bottom. And when I can turn a little bit more, like that. I think I will just adjust that. A little bit, that one. So you can see I'm really finicky on how I do this. Because if you don't lay these out perfect, you can have some serious fun later on with trying to get some things to fit. And that's what you don't want. I've had it where I had to move wiring because I thought, hey, I'll just change the route and I'll make it more economical to me and fit better than what I would think it would. Alright, so we got that down. So now I'm going to get my ground braid. This is going to get ground and power braid, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're going to start right here with our braid. What I need to do is on the bottom, flip that open so we can get it under there, and then hold it down and get a staple right there. Because that's going to be my first thing I do. And we are turned on. No. And it helps when you turn on your soldering iron too. Alright. So now we're just going to follow the trail of the original play field and get these laid out, and we'll be doing stapling and braiding at the same time. And we're trying to just use one loop and go in the exact same loop that the factory did, and it'll be kind of cool, and it'll also be a little bit of a waste, but that's what the factory did. That's gonna go like, kind of like that. They did not put a staple there, but I'm putting one. Just because I think it's gonna be more beneficial to me. Trust me, you want that screwdriver, because heat travels back through that wire and it will burn your fingers. So as we can see, we're going just as planned. Solder, solder, solder. And we're going to go right here. Bring her straight up. To here. Alright, that's how the factory did it, so we're going to do it that way. However, I'm going to add a little bit of different. I'm going to put a glop and solder right here too. There. That's just for me. Alright, on that, jigged around this connector here, like that. back down. Like that. That's how they did it. That's how we're doing it. Alright. And then that, like between both of these. And like I've said before, make sure you follow the factory wiring as intended. You want to, or otherwise you're going to be removing it, like I have done in the past. My first one, I did. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I'm just going to run it this way. Nope, I had a mech laying right on top of it. So now I do it just as odd and as ugly as the factory did. So now that wire can get cut, because we are actually done there. And where is my little cutter? There it goes. Yeah, that one gets cut. It stops right there. Alright. So now we're going to go back down here. And we're going to start back down here again. The wire, you're wondering, I got that from WireBot. They closed shop, but somebody else bought them, and now they moved. They moved to a different state. They were in Wisconsin. Now they're somewhere else. There. I got a whole bunch to solder now. So this is tin ground wire, or braid wire. It's tinned. Even though it's stapled, I want to hold it down. So otherwise this will be looped up. I do try to put some heat into it because I want the solder to soak into the wire and not just hold the wire. I want it to absorb into the wire to do its thing. Alright, let's get my junk out of the way again. I'm just gonna follow a path. And I had to move you. Oh. It's something here. I don't know what it is yet, but I want to keep it out of my way. Now I did staple through the wire here. So I did want to get that good. I don't know if that compromised it or if I just hit right on the edge of the wire. But either way, I want to make sure we're set. Alright. Well, that's going to go. Do a funny thing. Still see me? Yep. Yeah, see? Didn't see where I was stapling. That, I believe, is a leaf switch. Like that. Alright, let's get the soldering. There. Now there's a jumper from here to here. Alright, now we gotta go from here around, which is fun. Let's just leave it like that and solder it. And we can pull on it. Alright, and that one's going to jog around this hole real close to it and hook to here. Well, I couldn't have done that any better. The hole that's in the, that you put the wire through, my staple went right into it. So you couldn't have planned that any better. That was awesome. Usually I'll hold it on, and if you look at the line really good, you can actually see it wick into the line and see a little bubbling. This is going to kind of go straight across into that. Alright, and that gets cut. Now I got one that goes from here, does a circle around into that. Yeah, like that. There. Fun, fun, fun till the daddy takes the T-bird away. And that's it for braiding. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna get some more of these sockets on, and then I think I'm gonna leave most of the jumpers off until I put the harness down, because what's gonna happen is, like this one, it's got a big jumper from here, from the bottom here to here, and this jumper is actually like that big. See how giant that jumper is? So I don't know if it's going over a Mac or whatever, but like this one's got a small jumper. That one I actually could connect with heat shrink. I can take a piece of heat shrink and connect this. Which one? Yeah, this to this if I wanted to. I could do it with a heat shrink. I could just put a piece of my wire there and then heat shrink. I could do that, which I might do. I don't know, but I'll probably just end up putting the wire down. But as you can see with the playfield, we do have a ton more of that stuff. And yeah, it's just a pain to do it all. But I think I'm gonna finish up with the sockets and everything. Oh, we did the big ones. We did these bayonets. We had everything soldered. This one over here that's down here you can't see does go to other things. But yeah, we can take a look at it now. And you can see how we're doing top, 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 top. It's going all the way up. We're going back to top, top, top. And then from here bottom, see we're going bottom, 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 bottom. Bottom, bottom, and then here we got bottom, 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 top, top, top. So yeah, everything else is jumpered. This one gets a jumper from here to here to connect those two with another giant jumper. So I think I'm just gonna finish up what I got here, and then I'll bring you back for the finale of all the wiring laid out. Alright, we are back. Like I said, I was going to finish the rest of the wiring, putting lamps on and everything. I did end up putting the rest of the wire on that connects the ones that are supposed to be connected. So you got blank to blank to blank, blank to blank to blank. Same one over here. These are all connected. I put that little one wire underneath there. These are there. The wires that are supposed to be on the top here, I got switches and stuff that are going to be in the way, so I'll wait till the switches are installed first and then put those wires over them. Same one over here. I have a giant wire that comes like this. Whoop. So I'll put that on last. And then I got one that connects here to here. here to here. I don't know why that... Yeah, that one I could probably put in. Just tuck it under there and stick it there. I don't see what the hell is blocking it. And then there's one from here to here. A giant wire that's... but otherwise, yeah, I got these connected and these connected. I probably could have put a longer wire on these, but it's done. And then, yeah, there's nothing on these. These are connected together. Yeah, there's wires that go from here through this way to over here to this one. But those are off because they're so long. I'm figuring a harness is going to lay through here somewhere, and I can either tuck them under the harness or on top of the harness. The next thing we're going to do is get these light boards installed, which is these. One goes here. One goes here. I had these all laid out too. I had them all figured out. Here. This is the only one I got to figure out. I'm pretty sure it does not go like that. I'm pretty sure. Well, like that, because if I put it in the wrong way, they're gonna work differently. This one, I'm guessing, went like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Like that. So I just have to look at my pictures to see how this one goes, and then we will get those installed, and then all the lamps and stuff will be done. And I did clean all these too, so those are connected. So that will be our next thing. I have to get over there to get the nuts that hold all these down. But I'm pretty sure that one went that way. Like I said, I don't want to take this and screw it down this way. But the writing is this way. But that doesn't matter because some of these are that way. Yes. I will have to figure that out. We will look in our pictures for this one. Let's just leave this one like that so we can figure that one out. That one's got a flasher. That's why there's nothing for that. That must be a flasher. Yeah, that's a sun. So that'd be a flasher. Yeah, there's two flashers. One here. They might be both pointing this way. Yeah, because I have a note. There's something attached here and something attached here. So maybe that's a dual flasher. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at my pictures. Yeah, there's two here. But we know there's no light board there. And there's no I got FL for flasher. So yeah, there's got to be two flashers pointing at the same thing, which I don't understand why, but we will figure that out when I zip through the pictures. Like, let's put that like that, so we can have that out of our way, and then that will let me know that I need to look that up, because I'm gonna see my shirt now. I will have this will be tomorrow's project. So I'm done for today. It's 5:15 on January 20 something on a Saturday, 22nd or something like that. But anyways, we'll take that off too. Now we'll be back, but as you can see, we are almost done, except for these light boards. They're going to be one of the last things we do. Yeah, there's just junk all over this thing. So we will have to figure out what is the best thing for everything. That's going to look like it's going to go there. I'm actually going to have to look at the original thing and see how everything is laid out, and I'm going to put them the exact same way however these were. If one was cockeyed or like that or whatever, I don't know how they were, but I'm going to put them exactly in the exact same spots as they were. That way I know nothing is going to be in my way when I start putting everything down, because I can see right here we have a kicker, and I don't want to be in any way of that kicker. So we will figure that out, but we'll be right back. Alright, like I said, we were going to get back to the boards, well, the lamp boards. What I'm doing is I have my other play field back over here. Sorry that camera's crooked, but I'm laying these out exactly using the same screw holes, and then I will be putting them back on here. What you need to do, which is going to be hard to show you, it's going to be real hard to show you. I need to look down from above. In the middle of each one of these, I need to center so the bulb can shine directly on the middle of the socket. Well, the socket, I mean, can shine directly into the middle of the insert. That's what I'm working on right now. Yes, I am. Alright, I think I got that. I'll try to show you. Like in the middle here, you can see that socket. That socket is going to shine right down to the middle of the insert. Each one is like that. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to verify we got it all as perfect as I can get it. Looks good to me. I'll take my marker . There. See, the holes don't quite line up just right. Right here. It says drill there, but I'm going to drill there, drill there, drill there. They're reference. Always remember that the dots they put on the playfield are reference only. What I did was I took my, this is I believe a 7/32 drill bit. 7/64. 7/64 drill bit. And put my eyes on. Take it. You can make it just a little bit shorter than the screw that you're going to be using. And that's a guaranteed way that you're never going to go through the play field. There. That one moved so well. That one moved just a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to get these feet on first. Yep, they're still straight. Not screwing these down all the way up. Oh, and these screws, you do need to make enough hole for them to screw down into. You can't just drill a little bit into the playfield. You have to drill enough for that screw to have room and expand. Otherwise, you can push on a playfield, and you don't want to do that. So your screws always have to have just enough room in them to screw holes. You have to have enough room in them for them to do their thing. I think I'm going to use a drill. And they're beautiful. And if you really want to, I'll show you. Those should go there anyways. Do. I'm loving it. There we go. Beautiful. That's what we just did right there. But yeah, you need to, with any type of screw you're drilling, you have to give yourself the screw depth hole in the wood. So if your screw is going to go 1/4 inch into the wood, you need a 1/4 inch hole into the wood. Otherwise, think of it this way: if you got the cavity and you're putting something in the cavity and the cavity's not deep enough and you force it in there, what's going to happen? You're going to push against your cavity, and you don't want to do that. Alright, let's grab another one that's close to me. We're going to do this one right here. So I'm going to go over to the other play field and line. I want these posts to line up pretty much. This doesn't go there, does it? Yeah, it does. I thought I was playing with it before, but I wasn't. I forgot that one is the one I experimented with first. trying to get these in the middle as much as I can. I can put that there. Now and there. There's nothing else in the way of this. So now I'm going to get her here and line it up the way I want it to line up. Let's put you back in the middle though. Alright. Now my goal is to get most of these directly in the middle of every lamp. And since each one is goofy and different shaped, I can't. However, I can get it about as good as this. They're all pretty much directly in the center of some part of the socket. I mean, insert. Each one is somewhat in the center. So, it's about as good as it's going to get. There. Now the drill again. Remember, screws. You want as much screw. My drill is a little bit shorter. The depth that I'm going to go is a little bit shorter than a screw. However, that plastic has the tab right here. It has some thickness to it, and that's going to eat up the difference of my screw. So that thickness with the screw is going to be perfect for this drill bit. I always double check my my screws, my what do you call it, thread. Now how did that one get off? Let's get those started. really helps having magnet. You noticed bulbs are in too. Bulbs. That one's kind of loose. That's the bulb itself, it's not the socket. Reused the bulbs that were on the playfield. These bulbs were installed by Gar at the Garcade. And he's really good at color matching things and making things light up perfect. So when Daryl bought it at Racine Flippers, he plugged it in and played the machine. And that's why I'm doing a playfield swap on it, because it needed one. But anyways, since Gar was always really good at color matching things to make things pop just perfectly, I decided to mark where every bulb was that he had put on this game and use the same color scheme that he did, which I think was perfect. Alright, so now I'm gonna probably just get the other boards on by myself, and we'll show you what they look like when I'm done. Alright, your next step, once you get that done, is you're gonna have to take all these and clean. Well, you're not gonna have to clean. You might have to clean. I clean all the side contacts, both sides. I use my little Dremel, and I just go in, I buzz them. If you're real bad, you can hold this really super firmly and clean it on the inside, which actually worked pretty good. Here's the thing. There we go. When this camera gets focused on something, it likes to stay focused. See how the contacts are spread apart? You're going to take a pick. You're going to squeeze them all back together. Let's block this game out. There we go. See how they're tighter now? And you're going to take your bulb, wherever you put them all, right here. Now the legs on the bulb, I always spread them out on an angle. There, like that. I spread them out on an angle, so when they go in here, they got the most contact with the pin, and put it in there and tighten it down. And one thing, if you're using a thing like I am, you have to put the positive on the middle stick in order to get these to light up. That's why I have them labeled, because if I take the negative, something with the way the diodes work, it won't let these work at all. However, if I put the middle, because you know how everybody says ground braid? It's not ground braid. That's always the power braid. And what you're doing, you're always grounding out your lights with the wires. So like this, the power will go to here, and then it runs through here and here. This is the ground right here. The end of the diode is the ground, That's what grounds that out. So I'm gonna just keep going and finish up this game. But yeah, that's what you just need to do, is get in there and hold them tight. You can use like a little anything, you know, a little wire on it or whatever if they're corroded. You can buy new ones too. But yeah, bend your tabs tight on both sides, because these do get loose over the years. They cause wacky intermittent connections. Bend all the legs out on your bulbs. Push them in. Give them a twist. Same thing. This one's not corroded. The first one I had was. I already did all the ends on these. Bend your legs over. Like I said, I'm reusing light bulbs. Some of these are Comets, and then some of them are Sham brand. I'd rather just put Comets all on this, but it's not my game. Put the positive right there. And we got working lamps. And that's it. That's all you need to do to get your machine up and running. So next video, I don't know what the next video is going to be, but it's going to be up. So we got all the lamps and everything done. I did do the other side. So let's do this. I just love my pin dog. I did get some of the other lamps installed already. The whole top of the play field is all LED'd already. We got up in the front, where you're going to notice them the most is cool white. Back behind here, where you don't notice it as much, will be our natural white. And then back here, I have sunlight back here to give this area that's dark more light. So what I changed on here was I put some sunlights in, but there originally was clear white for the lanes right up in the front. I don't know if they were sunlight or, but they got clear lenses on it. And then there was a mixture of natural white and cool white. So I strategically planted them back where I believe they all were. And then all up in the back here, where everything is hid, I put sunlight in. So you can actually see them reflecting through. So that's all sunlight where everything is hid. And then we got post lights to do too. That's going to be a whole different video. Once we get this mostly populated with things, then we're going to do post lights. So that'll be a whole nother video. But anyways, cool stuff will be along here. Give me a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe. Look in the comments below if you want to play this Earthshaker. Like I said, if you've been to the Garcade in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, you have played that Earthshaker. But if you want to play this Earthshaker, check out Racine Flippers and join them, and you'll be able to play this. By the time you see this video, this game will be well enjoyed already. So with that cool stuff here, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. You get your finger out of your nose and subscribe. Use your thumb instead. Take care and later.